What you gonna do? I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? I'ma throw shapes, feeling the bass till my feet hurt. I call it housework, cause it's light work. What you gonna do? But I'ma throw shade if I don't get paid for this housework.
Alright, so I'm going to show you how to set up a computer. This is only my second one that I'm setting up, so this is kind of what I did and what I went through and bought. So just a little bit of everything laid out. But Logitech board and mouse, just a cheap one, about 15 bucks for a keyboard and a mouse. These were some risers I had as backup. About an iCore 7 processor, some G-Skill DDR4 RAM. I also got a big ass fan, killer Z270 SLIAC. As my motherboard, I got a 850 watt gold power supply unit with Windows 10, a Samsung 1 terabyte hard drive, 4 fans for my tower that I'm going to be using, and then I also went ahead and got 2 1080 Ti EVGA GPUs. That was the most expensive thing that I had to buy, obviously. But I'm just going to show you quick how to set it up, and it's my first time doing it, so I'm going to be learning with you guys. Let's find out how this goes. We open up this guy, flip them open. I'm going to take our i7 core processor, at least that's what I chose to use. And you're going to look at these little notches right up at the top. There's one on each side. If you look at the killer, right up here, there's a notch right there, and a notch right there. I'm just going to slide those guys right on top. Fits in nice and snug. Should be able to pop this little guy off. Like that. Actually gonna press this down. Sounds like you're gonna break something, and lock it in.
I call it housework.
So now we're gonna install the Hyper 212 Evo. They say the best way to do that is take off the fan, and right now we're going to install the bracket. So what I did is I flipped over the motherboard. I stuck one of these guys on the other side through one of these, like so, and I pretty much stuck this on the other side up through it, and then I got this little bolt right here and screwed it on the top. So now I'm going to do that to all 4 sides. That's pretty much securing this, so it's going to be more sturdy when we put on this big cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and start securing those down. Take the RAM. I got 16 gigabytes of it. The G-Skill. And what you do is you just open up these guys. I'm going to separate mine just so, I don't know, just because I like it that way. And they only go in one way. They got a little bar right here. If you turn it around, it's not going to match up. So, slide them in until you'll see this pin over here click down. There we go. Now it's in. Take this other guy. And it's in.
I call it housework.
This to come in, it's a 10 port, whatever that is. All I know is that this is it. It came in the mail, and you have to plug it in here into your computer, and then you attach all these fans to it. So I'm going to go ahead and start hooking up some fans into this box. 2 down there, 2 up here, and then connect them all to this thing. Alright, so I installed the bottom 2 by pretty much unscrewing these 2 bolts from the back, popping it off, and then they give you little screws with the fans, and they just screw right into the plastic. So there's a screw right in there. You understand. There. And now I gotta do the same to the top up there, pop off the cover and install those other ones.
I call it housework.
Plugged in all the fans, they're all hooked up. Just gotta put on the top part of that, just right over there. And I wired all the cords that are their power sources like this through there. Over here, and hooked them all up. I hope that's the right way. Should be. They're 3-pin connectors connected to 4 pins, and what that means is I can show you one. Just pop this guy off. There's 3 holes there, but there's 4 pins there. So you just connect it right there onto the first 3, I believe. If not, I'll take it off and I'll put it on these 3. But I'm pretty sure it's these 3. Now we're gonna come back to this guy, and we already put on the bottom parts of this. This is the stand for it, right there, and we are going to apply some to the CPU right here, just a little dab, and then we will stick this guy through here like this, and then we're going to end up spacing it out and screwing it down on top of the CPU. But when you do that, if you have this cooler, make sure you take off this plastic thing. If you don't, it's not going to be pretty in the long run. So I'll apply this and show you how it looks.
My feet hurt.
It was a real pain to get these on. You had to get them very accurately. It took me quite a while. You have to move the little metal things around so they fit those holes appropriately. But once you get this on, I need to plug this 4-pin into right here. It's the CPU. And so there's my power source. Pretty straightforward on power's coming from is right here. This cable is going to allow me to connect a few cards and the fans using this Molex connector. So that will connect to pretty much this guy, and then I'll have all my fans running, and I just have to screw this guy into the opposite side over here and set up my graphics cards, and it should be done. So pretty much this is going to sit in there like that. It's going to screw into these holes and the back of the So what I did next is I looked at this, looked at number 10, which number 10, system panel, panel 1. I also used the number 6 USB 3.0 header, which is this guy on my Ace Rock Killer. This would be plugged in right here, right there. Should connect. And then HD audio is down here. And according to this book, for mine, it's saying in panel 1, this is how all of these cords are going to connect. All these little guys are going to connect right down here, and that's going to help turn on the computer. So in my Ace Rock Killer, down on this bottom half right here, this piece is the LED switch, or LED SW, instead of the hard drive switch. Got our power, positive and negative cable, and then this guy, what is this guy? Power switch, and then the bottom one down here, the reset switch. And on the flip side, it's got a arrow indicating the positive, and then that just goes back in there, and I will do that in one sec. So I have this 1 terabyte solid state drive by Samsung. Pretty much what you got to do is take this, and I'm using a orange SATA cable to connect this, because I think it'll look kind of cool with the white background. And this I'm going to put on the other side, pretty much through here. And then this guy will be plugged in to one of these ports right here on the side. Get you a better view. One of those guys. And I'll just hook that up, and then I need to use this guy, and I will plug him into one of these ports. Just a SATA port. And then this part will go into here, and I'm going to make it look a little bit cleaner than what I'm showing you right now, because it'll have a little slot right over here. Alright, now for the most expensive part, the graphics cards. I managed to get a hold of 2 of them through mining other cryptocurrencies and such, but pretty much you just slide them into this port and this port. I'm going to pop off these guys around back, and we're going to use a SLI connector, which is this guy, and it pretty much just makes sure you can connect both GPUs. I'm going to go ahead and do that, or at least one of them, to see how it runs. Alright, in order to hook them up, pretty much took VGAs, one right here, one right here, plugged them in, ran them through. I'm going to put this guy in here to help like that. I'm going to screw it in right here so it's stable, and then pretty much I'm going to take this guy, use these holes, and plug them in to the cords that I ran through the other side. This will go on to one side, and then this will go to the other. Same with the other cord, and they'll both be plugged in right here, assembled right there. Alright, so I forgot one cord, which is up here. I just plugged that in. It was the CPU cord. Plugged it in down here. There's CPU 2, CPU 1, and it comes in through up here. Now what I'm going to do is take my Windows 10 and pretty much plug this guy into this USB port, run it, and hopefully I will have Windows on my computer then. We'll see.
I call it housework, cause it's light work. I'ma throw shapes, feeling the bass till my feet hurt. I call it housework, cause it's light work. But I'ma throw shade if I don't get paid for this housework.